We should get a rolling.
You know. So what was that story I was going to be telling when we opened up here?
Oh, it was funny.
I don't know any funny stories.
I know, that's why I was really surprised.
What was I talking about? You're supposed to remind me.
I know I was supposed to remind you.
Well, what was it? It was just a little bit ago.
I know, like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, so your memory's as bad as mine.
Yeah, well, you know.
You don't know what it was?
No, I do not.
Had to do with Memorial Day?
Yeah, we had been talking about Memorial Day and all the fun everyone had at Lake of the Ozarks.
Is that what we were talking about?
Well, that's where our conversation started. I don't remember where it led, see?
Man, okay, we got some bad amnesia going down here at the Guild.
Well...
Is it in the air? What is it? Man, we had an anecdote.
An anecdote we did, actually.
We had an anecdote. We was trying to come up with an anecdote to keep you entertained while he hits all them buttons and all of y'all get situated. You got a cold brew in your hands. I don't know.
That's the way to do it, guys.
Bag of chips. I don't know, some s'mores. I don't know what do you got going on, you know? I mean...
Went from a cold beer to a bag of s'mores? Or?
Well, not everybody's going to have the same thing. Could be a Dr. Pepper and a s'more, or a cold beer and a bag of pretzels.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
That sounds pretty good, actually. Yeah.
You know, but there's all kinds of things. Maybe they just got some pork rinds and a glass of milk. I don't know if that's a thing or not.
That sounds like a gross thing.
I'm not a pork rind person, so I don't know.
I'm just.
Is that how y'all like it? Nobody's out there. There's numbers and nobody's saying squid.
Hey, Chucky said something a second ago.
Did he? Okay, I didn't see it. Are we not?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't see any comments on your screen.
Oh man, Facebook probably changed something again.
Oh, they as often as they can.
Probably can't see comments anymore.
Yeah. Because who would want to see comments?
Somebody say something about how handsome Alan looks.
Orange.
Besides Alan.
Oh, well, I could go on about it for a while.
All right, so are you...
I'm done.
All right, so howdy, Guildies, and welcome to another Someday, Somewhere, Some Win, possibly award-winning episode of Chatter the Squirrels. So I don't know how many of y'all follow the science community at large, but this past week or so, there's been a lot of wild speculation about them funky little neutrinos they found in the Antarctic, and about how there was these parallel dimensions and they were proving it. So our real science guy, Kyle Hill, used to be on Because Science.
Right, no longer.
No longer, so unsub from that.
Yep.
Go find his new channel on YouTube. Support that. Told us that was a bunch of bunk.
Damn.
But, you know, I figured if there are parallel universes and one or two of them, we got to have won some kind of award. So I'm wondering why we haven't won one here.
I don't know.
Have we been submitted for an award anywhere?
I'm sure we've been submitted for a...
Anyway, you know, maybe we're one of them parallel universes where we ain't won an award, and we're actually in a one where we did.
Oh, we got like a Pulitzer somewhere or something.
A Pulitzer and a Grammy and a Peabody. We got a Peabody. We didn't get it last week. We got it like 700 years ago.
Yeah.
If you were watching last week. So I don't know, but you know, maybe it's in one of those parallel things. I'm not sure.
Are we in one of those parallel things?
I don't know. Are we in a parallel? Because, you know, I think, therefore I am. Do you think, therefore you are?
I think.
Are we us? Are you?
I am.
I still see no comments on there.
I know.
They must be appearing in a parallel universe.
I'm watching them right here.
Okay, well, they're all in a parallel universe over there on his phone. So, enough said. So after all that silliness... let's get to the meat of the matter.
There we go.
Not to the meat. We've got some bread to throw in there first. I don't know.
Bread, cheese.
I don't know. That's a big, thick piece of bread, so I probably didn't arrange it in quite the right order for making a sandwich comparison. But we'll call it a slice of bread if you want. So we're going to talk a little bit about board games.
Yeah.
Ho! Look at all the people drop out of there. Board games? What's wrong with these guys?
Yeah.
So we've been trying to find content because Magic's a little light lately, okay?
All right.
With no in-store play, no shout-outs to make on that and so forth. So I was looking today, and we've all been kind of trapped at home through lockdowns and through the
shelter ins, and,
social distancing and all that stuff. And board games have become a bigger thing, I think. So I was doing a little research, and I didn't vet all these websites, but I think the first one, Scholastic.com.
Right, it's Scholastic.
It's been around since I was a kid. That's a long time, so that doesn't mean it's good, but
right.
But so they had 10. I don't know if they got 10 surprising benefits of board games for your kids. They offer opportunities for early learning. So I have started to carry a few games that are aimed at the younger child. So there are opportunities for early yearning.
Early yearning.
They get older kids' brains buzzing too. That's number 2. Those are kind of general, I get, but you get more strategy.
Right.
For the little kids, you're just getting them active. They're learning basic rules.
Yeah.
You get into more strategy as they get older. They boost language skills because they get them talking to them. They don't say yearning, they say learning.
Yeah.
Because they increase their language skills. So they talk, they communicate with each other.
Board games.
Yeah, possibly. It's
whoop whoop. I see a Michael Shoop.
I don't see nothing. That's a parallel universe.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
They sharpen your child's focus. Board games, when played without interruptions, can help lengthen a child's attention span.
Yes.
Sit them down, get them playing a game. Before you know it, an hour went by and they were in one place. Amazing. They teach the value of teamwork, especially if you play cooperative games.
Yes.
So, there's
several of those.
There's a bunch of those. So they can learn the value of teamwork. It's not just win, win, win. It's like we can win. We can do well together. They're an alternative to timeout. This was interesting. I hadn't thought about it that way. But instead of giving a kid a timeout, sit them down, teach them a game, kind of get them focused again.
Yeah.
Falling back on that other one.
Right.
They're sharpening their focus, right? Board games soothe anxiety.
That's true.
They help anxious kids learn how to navigate friendships more easily. Because they're structured, board games can provide an easier way to build interpersonal relationships with peers. Because they have a common ground.
Right.
They know what's expected. So, that's
the rules, the boundaries already being set within a board game make it easier to work with inside those boundaries.
Kids can learn to be a good loser.
It's important for them.
They need to learn to be a good winner as well, but they need to not throw temper tantrums. They need to learn to be a good loser. Adults as well, not just kids.
Yeah.
If you didn't learn it as a kid, you need to learn it now.
Yeah.
They're a great way to unplug, board games are, as long as you're not doing them on an app, right?
Right.
So get away from the screen, get some hands-on, get some tactile sensations going. So those are all benefits to board games. Those are all found on Scholastic.com.
Right.
An article from last year. I found another one called Family Time Magazine.
Ravenloft doesn't exist, Mike Boykin. I just want to point this out. I'm watching the chat.
It does in older editions, which I can't sell because I can't order them except off eBay like you. So FamilyTimeMagazine.com, again, I didn't vet the site, I don't know, but they had an article talking about, one of the things we've learned over the years is that the brain is like a muscle. The more it exercises, the more it can do. Researchers found that playing board games twice a week increased their brain speed scores of elementary students by a staggering 27 to 32%.
That was a phenomenal number, right?
30% just playing board games a couple times a week. That is fantastic.
Just keeps cognition at a higher level in general. Is what it does. I mean, just keeps the brain more engaged.
There's some indication that in some situations, direct teaching is actually inferior to experiential learning. Meaning, hey, this is the way it is because this is the way it is. They learn by hands-on.
Right.
Right?
They learn by experiencing.
Yeah.
It's how we learn the most important lessons of our life to begin with, anyway. I mean, it makes sense that it would work well.
Okay, here's one that'll scare you. Dr. Stuart Brown shows us that play is for all ages, that it does a lot more than just help us exercise our brains. From his TED bio, Dr. Stuart Brown came to research play through research on murderers. Unlikely as that seems, after he found a stunning common thread in killers' stories: lack of play in childhood. Since then, he's interviewed thousands of people to catalog their relationships with play, noting a strong correlation between success and playful activity. His book, Play, describes the impact play can have on one's life. So, if your kids don't play board games, they could grow up to be bad. I don't know. That seems a little self-serving to be doing that.
Is that your new marketing campaign?
Yeah.
To get people in here buying board?
Teach your kids board games or they're going to grow up to be mass murderers.
Apparently. He either plays Takanoko or he's the next Bundy. There's only two options.
They can also help Grandma and Grandpa. A study at Rush Alzheimer's Disease Center confirmed that regular game playing and puzzle doing, as well as other thought-provoking activities, were shown to promote mental stimulation that dramatically kept memory function, as well as language function, attention span, and spatial ability performing at a higher level. I knew this one.
Right, I was very saying I'd seen an article about this a while back. I didn't share it or anything, but with Alzheimer's, it was very good to help. Which we all already knew if you've known somebody with Alzheimer's, usually keeping the
people
brain
who did
active.
these most often had a 47% reduced chance of Alzheimer's.
Right.
And then they actually quote Scholastic, so I think we're on the right train there. One last place that we went to, or I went to, Health Fitness Revolution. Again,
I know nothing about this site. The other two I'd heard of.
It came up. So top 10 health benefits of board games. Have fun and feel good. One of the side effects of playing board games is laughing.
Yep.
Laughing has been shown to increase endorphins. Those are chemicals that bring up the feeling of happiness. Sharing laughter and fun can promote empathy, compassion, and trust with others, so they don't become serial killers.
That's right.
Family time. Sitting down with family with no interruptions may feel like an impossible thing in your home, as everyone has different schedules, pushing in opposite directions, but play games with your kids. Make the time.
It is important to do. We try to do it.
Memory formation and cognitive skills. Allowing your kids to play a board game helps them practice essential cognitive skills like problem solving. So problem solving, very important.
Yes.
It reduces risk for mental disease. Goes back to that Alzheimer thing we were talking about. One of the primary benefits of playing board games is reducing the risk of cognitive declines, such as those with dementia and Alzheimer's. It lowers your blood pressure. Along with laughing and increasing your endorphins, they can help you lower or maintain your blood pressure. So, it's great for high blood pressure. Play games. Speed up your responses. Get yourself a board game like chess, checkers, or Monopoly, and in time you might be better at being able to find those hard-to-find car keys without having to look for them through the entire house.
Right.
It reduces stress. You can always benefit from a healthy distraction like playing board games, since it's an excellent way to kick back and relax. According to an online survey by Real Networks, Inc., a casual games developer found that 64% of respondents said they play games as a way to unwind and relax, and 53% play for stress relief. Grow your immune system. Research has shown that negativity, depression, and stress can reduce your ability to fight disease.
I read an article about this not long ago as well when the whole COVID thing started.
Positive feelings and thoughts like the laughter and enjoyment that always comes with board games prevent these effects by releasing some chemicals that fight stress and boost your immune system.
Yes.
Child development. They play a very important role in child health and brain development. We've already been on that.
We've been on that kick.
And therapy treatment. Many board games require the use of fine motor skills to pick up or move pieces, actions that take both coordination and dexterity. Regular practice and activity improve these basic skills, which is important for children, people with mental or physical disabilities, elderly, those recovering from accidents. So, lots of benefits. You should be playing board games.
Right. It's been a fantastic time to get some board game play in. We've played several games.
There are some people here, right? Because I just see a number, but there's nothing
I'm still.
I wonder why you get it and I don't get it.
I don't know. I'm flipped like this, so I can see it. I don't know if I flipped like this. If I flip like this sideways, I don't see anything.
That's weird, but it's always sideways.
Right, but if I flip up and down, then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mike was talking about wanting to play D&D, and Shirley was trying to convince him to come up here and run a game sometime. So,
wow. He's going to start a food truck and play some D&D.
Well, I don't know. He said in the future, he said he'd love the opportunity to be in a weekly group or maybe just share some wisdom on Ovation with new players.
Okay. All right. So anyway, we thought we'd try to get a little game, a little board game action going in there. We usually talk about Magic, but I do sell board games.
Yeah.
I got a bunch more. I got a bunch of restocks in.
We got some new Pandemics in.
I don't have regular Pandemic. It's still on back order, but I got...
Reign of Cthulhu, On the Brink, and The Cure.
Yeah, The Cure, I believe, is a dice game Pandemic.
I think so.
Yeah. So I also got Small World back in, and I got a bunch of stuff back in that's been out for a while. So you need to come check that out the next time you're out and about or make plans to do so. And I'm going to keep expanding the offerings I have.
Yep.
So,
for anybody that still needs to pick up their copy of Ticket to Ride, we got that back in.
Be watching for a little game called Clask in July.
Clask?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It's a little tabletop magnet-based game.
Oh, that sounds cool already.
Hockey-like in nature, sort of.
That sounds cool right off
Where
the
you
bat.
use a little magnet to control a little steel ball on top.
Huh.
Yeah, watch for that. Coming in July.
That sounds cool.
So lots of other things too. Looking at a lot of different things, guys. Also starting to think about maybe carrying some miniature stuff. So hit me up with what you think on that.
Yeah, if any of you guys are
Games
interested.
Workshop maybe.
Yep.
I haven't done that, but is it something I should be thinking about?
If you guys have any interest in some Games Workshop stuff,
Give me some
or
feedback.
minis in general, let us know.
Warhammer 40,000, 40K,
Yeah.
Age of Sigmar, those kinds of things. Let me know.
BattleTech. Yeah.
I know Mike is all into the paints.
Right.
He loves the paints. Guys, if you play these mini games from Games Workshop, you got to paint your figs or you got to get them painted.
Yep.
They're not playable unless they're painted. That's a rule. So, anyway, looking at that, maybe puzzles. Might start carrying some puzzles too. So, just telling you where I'm thinking about going. I'm not going anywhere. I'm thinking about doing more.
3D puzzle? Ooh, I haven't done a 3D puzzle in a long time.
I don't know about 3D, but, you know, we'll see.
I should look for a 3D puzzle. I haven't done one of those in a long time.
All right, so we do focus primarily on Magic, but let's
Right.
not forget about all the games out there.
Yeah. I mean,
and the
like as you
benefits.
see right behind us, there's board games all along this
and if
wall.
and if it's not your thing, there are other games. You
Yeah.
can get outside, and you should during this kind of lockdown time.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot
Play
of-
some basketball, take a hike,
Play
tennis.
catch with the kids.
Yeah, badminton even.
Yeah.
You know, tag, hide and seek. Anything, get the blood pumping. Get out there. Indoors has got a lot of tabletops.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
But disconnect from that screen. Get out there and do something. So,
We might finally, I heard something about, we might finally see the sun some here soon. The rains are stopping.
maybe. I know my garden could use a little bit of a drying out. A little bit.
I've got like at least Shirley had said something to me today about mowing the yard, and I was like, well, I would, but I have to swim while I push the mower. And
I mowed part of mine, the part that I could get in and out of, not the part I was going to get stuck in.
Right.
So, anyway, let's get back to our main focus, which is Magic. So, if you're tuning in now, you've missed the board game stuff. Rewind.
Rewind.
We're going to get to some Magic stuff now.
We're going to start off with a rumor.
Are we going to start with the rumor?
Let's start with the rumor and let's just hit it. I've been reading it for a couple days, like I said.
All right, so you guys know that because of the C thing,
Right.
that
They're
not just paper stuff got canceled, but online
Online.
stuff got canceled and then rolled into like some new events.
OP, organized play in general, was just offline for 3 months.
Right, and 2 years ago, Channel Fireball created a new division, not their online store.
Yeah, not their sales.
Channel Fireball event,
Yeah.
CFBE, formed, and they got to do all the GPs
They got the contract for all the GPs.
in the United States and overseas, I believe.
I think they did all of them.
all of them. And before that, it had been several different TOs that did it.
Right.
Well, the rumor is they're done.
CFB events is...
That's a rumor,
Yes.
not confirmed. So if it's true, it doesn't mean the end of paper GPs, but it might mean that we get more TOs.
We might get more TOs.
When we get Paper Magic back.
Right, because like they used to be done by multiple various TOs. We might go back to that kind of system.
And nothing against Channel Fireball, but I think that's a better system because we have competition.
I agree.
There was nobody for Channel Fireball to compete against.
Right.
This is how they are. This is what you pay.
Okay,
This is what you get. You got no options.
Right.
You can't wait a week and go to one that Star City's running or that Pastimes is running or Legion is running or some of these other TOs that used to run some of them.
Right.
You don't have a choice. You come to our event, you're paying this amount, you're getting this thing.
I say the options are either that's what's going to happen with GPs or GPs as GPs with Wizard support are going away and it's all getting handed over to the third parties like are in charge of at this point running most of our Eternal formats because Wizards doesn't really give GPs and stuff to those anyway. You've got the big organizers out there that are putting on big events.
It's possible. I mean, we already had some people starting up. I think there's somebody in Europe that's doing like Star City events like now.
Yeah.
Not Star City, but like that.
Right.
Running their own series.
Yeah, I cannot remember the name of the one in Europe, and then the Red Bull has been doing Magic stuff.
That's all esport though, right?
I'm not sure on the Red Bull.
I think that's esport.
I know there's several that have got into esport, but I think some of them are doing paper stuff as well. I don't know if Nerd Rage is doing paper stuff or just esports, but
I'm not sure. Right now, there's not really a lot going on with paper.
Right.
There has been a little bit of talk. We're going to talk about some other talking points, but there's been a little bit of talk about all the events that got canceled, the Players Tour events and Mythic Championships and so forth.
Right.
And they rolled them all into 2 or 3 other events, and with a reduced prize pool.
Right.
Now, I've heard some speculation and some... Well, I don't know if I heard a lot of speculation so much as, well, what happened to the money?
Right.
I'm going to tell you what I think happened to the money. This is me. I didn't go out on the Reddit thing and get it from anywhere else. I'm going to tell you what I think happened to the money from that. I think that's where we're getting our mystery boosters. Wizards can't produce thousands of boxes of mystery boosters for $0.
No.
I would say some of that money went to that.
Possible.
To help bail out LGSs like myself. Now, I could be wrong. This is just speculation on my part, but Magic players love speculation. So my speculation is that some of that money that was going to the promotion of the game is going to the promotion of the LGS by getting us the mystery boosters and the love your LGS promotion that's coming with the new Hangerback Walker, Godzilla card, and the Reliquary Tower, and the art prints. People forget about the art prints. We're going to get those. I don't believe that promotion more than likely wasn't in the works pre-COVID. I'm going to say. I could be wrong on that.
Right.
I'm doubting that promotion was in there. But maybe it was, or maybe they couldn't have got the cards printed so fast. Maybe there was something, or they repurposed some. I don't know. But maybe some of the money went into that because we're getting some extra promotional material to give out in the LGS. After all this time, people slamming WotC for the way they were treating the LGS, I think maybe some people need to walk back some of their statements.
They've done an awful lot with the whole COVID crisis.
I can tell you on a personal level, I'm getting more than half as much from WotC as I got from the PPP. And that's government funded. Okay?
Right.
So, take that for what it is. I think some of that money got folded into that and other initiatives because of COVID.
That's possible.
That's what I think.
I know I've seen some people complaining, people online talking about people that qualified for some of these events complaining because now instead of the events that they're supposed to play in or something, they're going to be playing in one of these 3 massive events that are like 10 times larger or something, they're going to be up in a much larger player pool and odds. And,
but let's be honest. I mean, WotC's just making the best out of a horrible situation.
No, I understand.
So
I understand, and most of the people I've seen have been understanding, but there's some that are really not
sour grapes on it. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
There always are.
And I don't know what you can do about it. So,
But that's the big rumor we had to kick off with.
Yeah, that's a big rumor that's going around. So we'll see. Time will tell. Another thing that's happening on Monday, June 1st, is that WotC has announced another announcement of the BNR announcement.
Yes, they have.
So this time they've named Standard, Historic, and the Companion Mechanic.
Right.
So after we told you last time that they were willing to do whatever it took to make the Companion Mechanic right, basically, we are now of the opinion, not a confirmed consensus opinion, that the Companion Mechanic is going to be morphed in some way.
Yes.
Either banned outright, say in Eternal formats.
Right.
Because I don't think it's a huge problem in Standard, but maybe, I don't know. I know it's getting a lot of play there.
It's getting a lot of play, but I don't think it's as much of a problem.
So I can see it just being just the mechanic itself, all 10 cards being banned in Modern, Vintage, Legacy. Or, in a very unprecedented move, they morph the mechanic. Morph is a bad choice since it's already a mechanic.
They will errata the
mechanic to work
mechanic rulings, yes.
So one of the things I had heard is making you pay, say, 3 generic mana to get it from your sideboard into your hand. We've already heard about,
having to be
mulligan a card to the bottom in order to put it into your opening hand. At least then it becomes a way that you can interact with it through discard.
Discard. That card is completely protected the way it is.
It's just over there until I'm ready to cast it, at which point only a counterspell stops it.
Right.
And, of course, then it can be killed.
Then it can be killed, but yeah.
Like anything else. But it's still an extra card sitting there.
I haven't played a lot of Standard because, we haven't been having in-store events, and I don't play a lot of Arena, especially since my Arena collection is still pretty much from Eldraine. So, not playing a lot of Standard.
Yeah.
But from what I'm hearing, also, a lot of people complain about, and I don't know if it'll be a part of this ban or not, but people are wanting a ban to come down on Agent of Treachery now almost right before it rotates. Apparently, Agent of Treachery and Luca is ruining Standard for some people because it's easy to Luca into Agent of Treachery because it has such a high CMC.
Oh, okay.
And then you're just stealing crap for free. And it's really unbalancing things. So somebody's like, this card was meant to put a Yadaro down with and swing for 8 hasty, that's the fair way to play this card or something,
Well, Magic players don't look for fair. They look for fun.
Although, as soon as they said that, that was exactly what I kind of wanted to do with Luca, too. I was like, oh, that's an 8/8 haste. That's what you want a Luca, right?
Yeah. So that's happening on Monday. Also, unless WotC comes out with something tomorrow, organized play will return in June. It's only banned till June 1st currently.
Yeah.
So I know our governor here in Missouri pushed phase 1 out to June 15th, which still involves social distancing. But we've been quite famous with the Lake of the Ozarks thing going on, where lots of people...
We made worldwide news.
Yeah. I think the 2 weeks is to give us time to see if there's any hubbub in 2 weeks, if there's any spike,
Right.
So we'll see. So we're still waiting for organized play, although it might be here soon.
It might be here soon, yeah.
Might be here soon. They announced some more secret lair drops.
Yep.
I don't tend to like to go over them too much because they kind of cut me out other than the fetch land one that's coming.
Right.
But they do exist, guys, and we're going to talk about them a little bit because we're going to get into a lot of stuff that figures into that.
Right.
In just a little bit. That's going to be the meat of our episode, is talking about this week's Making Magic column and how it combines with some Blogatog entries that we're going to go over, even though we did it in Reblogatog. If you heard us in Reblogatog, great. Here it is again. Well, you haven't seen it yet because I haven't posted it yet. But if you're watching it here, you can probably skip over that part when you get to Reblogatog, because we're gonna kick it in here a little bit. But the secret lairs are a thing that I don't believe is going away.
No, they're not.
It's a way for them to reprint certain cards, specialty for special people who like that kind of thing.
Right.
Okay? You can say it's getting the money of the whales, the people who have the extra disposable income.
Right.
It's also feeding into collectors who like a certain card or a certain art style.
Yeah.
because some of these are pretty cool. I mean, one of them is a tattoo art.
Yeah, it looks.
That's very neat. Kind of like the comic book art we got in Ikoria. Now you got some tattoo art. They got the 4 lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Those are pretty sweet looking. They got the ornithological studies, which is all birds.
Yeah, the birds.
I'm trying to remember what they're all called because I didn't pull them up here. But they've got different packages there, and then they got them all together as one.
Did you notice? Did you notice in the birds though that one of them isn't actually a bird creature?
I did not notice that.
Swan song is one of the bird.
Oh, but it's swan song. It's
I just
swan's a bird, right?
Swan is a bird.
Help me out, guys. I can't see any comments, but a swan's a bird, right?
Ha ha ha! I figured it was going to be all creature
yeah, but
type.
swans don't sing, Dan.
Yeah,
they honk a little bit.
I assumed we were just going to be getting all creatures, and I was like, oh, swan song, dude, that's cool.
Yeah. So, and then you can get them all together. There's 5 of them, is that right?
Yeah.
5 of them. Most of them are $30 and $40. You can get all of them for $170.
Yeah.
Plus, you get a random fetch land.
Ooh.
Random fetch land.
They told you that there was going to be another way to get the secret lair fetch lands, and they said it was going to be with the other secret lair drops.
Yeah, so we already knew that. This is where you're getting them.
This is the drops that you'll get.
We still believe they're coming in Commander Legends, the
Yeah.
draftable commander at the end of the year. That seems the most likely place they're going to put them because
Right.
they told us they were coming in another product.
They told us they were coming in another product. I believe they said in packs, so that helped us.
Yeah, and they're not putting them in standard now.
And they're not going to double masters.
Now, they're not going to be in standard, but I have heard another theory.
I like this theory.
Because Zendikar is the adventure world, and the very first time we went there, we had treasures. Mm-hmm. Treasures meaning they took old cards and randomly inserted about 1 per however many cases.
Right, I've heard about this, like old alpha or beta, like old.
Oh yeah, you can get lotuses, you get abysses, stuff like that.
I can't remember what set it was, but I've heard stories.
The very first printing, you can get that. So that's another theory, is that we're going to go back to some kind of masterpiece-like thing, and you're going to be able to get the fetches and Zendikar packs as a bonus. They're not going to be playable in standard,
right?
But you're going to get them out of a standard product like a masterpiece, I guess. And I don't know if it would just be fetches or it'd be something else.
Right.
I guess it could be a box topper in Zendikar.
Could be box topper.
Could be box topper.
I was thinking something about like maybe you only found them in collector boosters.
Collector boosters already kind of sell themselves though with what they're doing, but maybe that's what sells those particular collector boosters. So anyway, that's the secret lair thing. So we're going to get a little into the weeds, out of the weeds, tying some stuff together here over the next little bit. And at the end, we are going to open up this week's packs for our non-events on Friday and Saturday. Okay? So there was a new article dropped by Mayro this week, Making Magic, called The Grand Experiment, or Great Experiment. Is it the Great Experiment? It's the Great Experiment. Right?
I thought it was the Grand Experiment. I thought it was the Grand Illusion.
It is the Grand Experiment, my bad. That's why we did the Grand Illusion for our title. So anyway, Ikoria is, I'm going to try to summarize it, but you can go read it. Ikoria, we've talked about the complexity of Ikoria.
Right.
And it is complex. Mutate is complex. Companion by itself, not complex.
Keyword counters
by themselves, not complex.
The tracking can become complex, but...
Mutate complex, and then when you add the other stuff in, you're making it more complex.
Right.
Even though by themselves, they would have been fine as standalone mechanics. So for years, they've kind of, as I put it, they've been searching for the bottom of the barrel complexity.
Right.
So that new players, when they come up on cards, that's what the New World Order was all about, reducing complexity at common. And they've been making it so players have an easier time learning, especially in core sets. But now they're going to stretch the other limit and see how complex they can make a set, and then see what kind of results they get from that. Yeah. So I've seen where the survey is out for Ikoria. If you haven't found it, go look and you can find it. Fill out the survey and let them know what you thought of Ikoria.
Yeah, I haven't filled out the Ikoria one yet.
I haven't yet, but I noticed it today. Go fill that out so they'll know, get some feedback on how it is, because they do lots of research.
They do a lot of surveys.
If it's
guys.
too
You keep an
complex,
eye
say
out.
it's too complex. Answer it to be that way. So anyway, they're looking at the top end of complexity for premier sets. So they're now calling our standard sets, they call them premier sets.
Premier sets,
It's
yeah.
new terminology. Instead of standard, it's called premier. Not the format.
Not the format, just the set.
Just the sets. They call them
Right.
premier sets because that's what most people are introduced to first. One of the premier sets. They are in standard, but they're the premier sets.
Right.
New sets that come out every 3 months.
Right.
That includes a core set. So they're exploring that. They're working. They've been working on how to on-ramp new players.
Right.
So on-ramping is a brand new player.
Brand new player.
How do you get them involved in the game? How do you get them playing? So there's a few things they've learned. First off, there's 2 ways that do the best in getting new players into the game. One is digital, and digital is just because the computer's not a judge,
Right.
and your technical play, you're going to learn it fine
You
because
can't play wrong.
you can't play wrong, okay? Now, besides digital and that way, it's learning with your friends.
Someone
Playing in a kitchen table multiplayer or commander event where someone helps you and guides you through your first few games.
Right.
And they don't judge you. They're your friends.
People that already know the game much more. And
They want
lead
to play
through.
with you. They want you to learn. They want you to enjoy their hobby. And so... And that's through Commander. And they've been thinking for years new players need to learn for the core set and simple cards and whatnot. But Commander is anything but.
Commander's the most complicated format you can get.
So their thought process is that if people are learning this way, we can handle higher complexity. But not only that, the complexity usually comes, especially Mutate,
Right.
with a wow factor. It comes with something that causes a new player to go, wow, this is super cool. I just made this thing into this thing with the mutate mechanic. I mutated it. It's now different.
Right.
And that's exciting. And an exciting, what is it called? Empathy?
Emotional learning.
Emotional learning, a new term they've coined.
Yeah, once you make that emotional connection with, wow, that was really cool, even, I mean, that alone sparks wanting to do that again, wanting to do something cooler. It gets the ball rolling.
And if you've done a cool thing, even if you don't understand it perfectly the first time you do it, because it was so much fun, you will come back again and you will learn it because you're drawn to it. You've got that emotional attachment now.
I mean, 20 years ago when they were trying to get people into Magic and they created like Portal.
Portal, yeah.
Right, where very easy to learn the game.
Only
that way.
sorceries and creatures and lands.
Right,
you know?
but they were very boring games. There was no excitement to the game.
There was no excitement there, yeah.
Right, it was very easy to learn, but nothing exciting happened that gave you that emotional attachment to,
exactly.
Oh, I want to do that again.
Exactly.
You're just like, oh, well, that was a fun game.
Yeah. So that's what they're aiming for in the new play. Emotional learning, yeah. Thank you. I had forgotten the term. I couldn't find it in my notes.
Yep.
So now let's talk a little bit about Blogatog, which we haven't done for 3 months because we just did episode 12.
Episode 12.
Of Reblogatog. Check it out on YouTube.
Yep.
So we're going to go over some stuff from that. And let's see.
Yeah, about 3 questions here we're going to answer. They're a little lengthy, some of the replies.
They're pretty wordy. We may skip
paraphrase a little bit.
Yeah. So, hey, Mark, I know that you probably won't answer this, but I really wanted you to pass this along if possible. Double Masters, while being a cool set, I'm assuming, is priced out of my range. While you don't control pricing, I just wanted you to know that $300 a box, before gouging, that's a different topic, is going to really spoil a lot of the community's goodwill towards your company. I know that company line is it's not for everyone, but Mr. Rosewater, it's a bridge too far for this 15-year invested player. So Mark goes on some pretty long explanations with this one and the next 2.
Right.
So check it out. I want to have an honest discussion with all of you. While making Magic the best game it can be is important to us, we are also a business. Part of our job as a business is to recognize all the various audiences and create products to serve them. That's how we make money. Well, that's a dub that a lot of people let their emotions get out of control and don't think about it's a company that's got to make money.
You got to make money.
Finding player desires and filling them with products. That's how they make money. So we were just talking about new players.
Right.
So Mutate is an exciting way to get new players in, right?
They want to do that.
One of our audiences are invested players with a higher price threshold. That's the whales we mentioned earlier. I'm not a whale. I don't know that I have any whales in my store, but there are whales out there. It's in our interest to make products for those players. Things like double masters and collector boosters. Now, I have a few people that'll pick up a collector booster here or there. I'll probably sell a few double masters.
Right.
But when I'm talking about a whale, I'm talking about somebody that gets multiple double masters, multiple collector boosters, gets them all.
Right.
Gets all the regular sets, gets all the commander decks, gets all the when we did From the Vaults, got all them, got
getting all the secret
spell
layers.
books, gets all the secret. Those are whales, okay? They just buy anything they want. Note that we take great care to make those products something that group is happy to buy. The issue is that those desirable cards are also desired by players who that product is not aimed for. Desirable cards are desirable cards.
That's just...
Whether you got money or not, they're desirable,
We
right?
all want a Black Lotus, right? But we can't all have a Black Lotus, right?
So when we make these products, that group gets upset because the prices seem so high. It feels like an insult. We made something they'd like, but we priced them out of being able to purchase it. I get the ill will, but I also feel like not making products for that audience is unfair for both that audience and us, meaning WotC.
Right.
So I'm turning to all of you that feel upset. How can we make these products in a way that allows that audience to get what they want without all of you feeling like we're doing harm to you? I'm not sure what the answer is there, but he's asking for feedback, okay? This is what he's explaining how the world works to people who don't understand, and he's asking for feedback on how they can do better. Does that mean they're going to take your thing and run with it? Maybe, maybe not. But they're asking for feedback, all right? Next is what might possibly be the longest answer I've ever seen him give for any question in the 5 years I've been reading Blogatog. I recently figured that out. I've been reading it because I had my 5th anniversary for Tumblr, meaning I've been reading Blogatog for
5 years.
5 years, because that's the reason I got a Tumblr account. I don't do anything else with it. I just read Blogatog. I really appreciate your answers and community interactions, Mr. Rosewater. Oh, he called him Mr. Rosewater.
Yeah, as soon as you hear that, you're like, oh.
However, it seems that one of your recent answers has made people think that WotC does not want less than wealthy people to play the game. Do you have any thoughts on this controversy?
I don't know how he got that out of that answer, by the way, but...
this part where he says... I don't know where it's at. Higher price threshold.
Oh.
That must be it. We want everyone who wants to play Magic to be able to play Magic.
Cool.
And I'm just going to say right here, Magic isn't a right. I wasn't born into this world with the right to play Magic.
Yeah.
Neither were you. I like it, but I don't have a right to it. We support a large number of formats to allow people to customize what format fits them best. And that includes financially. There's Pauper. Pauper's pretty cheap. Okay? I'm just trying to be honest that in addition to a game, Magic is a collectible.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's a collectible is important because it finances the business model that lets us have the many resources, game design, creative, etc., necessary to continue to make it the best game in the world.
Yeah.
So the collectability isn't going away. All right?
No.
Older formats with larger card pools come with a challenge that getting particular cards can be more difficult because, once again, there's a collectible aspect. We do reprint many desired cards to help increase the number available, but it's always going to be a factor in those formats. The strength of older formats is access to a lot more cards. As I often say, your greatest weakness is your greatest strength pushed too far. Having a lot of cards available also means the collectible aspect kicks in stronger.
There's over 20,000 unique cards in the game.
20,000. The reason we have formats with smaller card pools, usually of more recent cards, is to provide players a way to play that lessens the collectible aspect, specifically to make it easier to collect the cards you need.
Standard.
We even provide numerous limited formats that require only purchasing the necessary product in the moment. Every booster product they make is draftable.
Yep.
I know Double Masters is $16 a pack, but Standard is $4 a pack.
Right.
Okay?
3 packs, and you can do it.
You can even play Magic the Gathering Arena without spending any money.
You can play it
Just
without
grind it
spending
out.
a dollar.
Yep. My point is, there are numerous budget-conscious ways to play Magic. If you choose to opt into a format with a larger card pool, that comes with a collectible aspect that we can only offset so much. And other hobbies have costs, guys. I mean, come on. If you're going to play softball in a softball league, bats, gloves. You know, if you're going to go bass fishing, playing bass tournaments, if you're going to golf, what's a putter cost? I don't golf.
And
what's a 4-iron? Is that a thing? 9-iron?
Yeah. All these
2-wood? I don't know what they are.
All these things, once again, are the same way as also it's scales. There's a putter that you can go out and buy at Walmart real cheap, and you can go play golf.
But that one Tiger Woods got's $2,000. I can't afford that. No, you can't.
No, you can't.
So you're not going to have it. And you know what? You don't have to have the Black Lotus.
You don't.
So, yes, we can and we will reprint desired cards when able, but never to the extent that everything desirable will be easy to obtain. I'm happy to hear what reprints you want to see more of, and yes, fetch lands. I got it. And I love hearing about past products that did a good job fulfilling this role, or future products that might fulfill it in the future. I do want to know when we make products that upset you and why it upsets you, so I can apply lessons to future products. I want to have a two-way conversation with all of you. I'm just pointing out that abandoned Magic being a collectible is not going to be something I can realistically take to my bosses.
Right.
The bosses are going to say, no, we need to make money so we can keep making Magic.
Right.
So please, let's continue talking, but we have to do so with the realities of the business as an honest part of the conversation. And thank you for responding. I do take the close interaction with all of you very seriously. I believe this is the longest response I've ever seen to anything. Normally, 1 line, 1 word, 2 lines. I mean, they're usually pretty short.
Yeah.
So he is really trying to get in there. And he's took a lot of heat for WotC this week.
Yeah.
I'm not going into all that we did on Reblock. He's taken a lot of heat. He's been under fire, and he's handled it with the most respect that anybody. On social media, people blow up all the time. I've never seen this man blow up in a response. Never. So, one final thing, and then we'll have a little discussion period here. Hey, Mark. Just a reminder to stop, take a breath, and remember that everyone, even the Raging Goblins, react to Magic so strongly because it comes from a place of love for the game. You're doing a fantastic job from the players and from Magic itself. Thank you. So it's nice.
It's nice to...
Some people do recognize. And most of the people on Blogatog are there because they love the atmosphere. A lot of these other guys probably made an account just to ask this question, just to be this thing, and then go on. I enjoy that Magic has a passionate player base. And on weeks like this where I get a lot of, let's call it avid feedback, I do take it all to heart. So let me say this. We hear that there are things some of you want that we are currently not providing, or at least not at the level you desire. We hear that some of you wish we executed certain products differently. We hear that some of you are frustrated. This is not falling on deaf ears. I and many others at Wizards are listening to all of your feedback. We will use that knowledge proactively to continue to improve the game and hopefully turn negative comments in the present into positive comments in the future. What he doesn't say and what I'm saying is that this doesn't mean they're going to change all that.
No.
That doesn't mean that you're going to get your way. This means that they're listening and trying to find ways to work on both areas. That's why he's asking for feedback. So, my point in all of this is that continue to get new players into Magic, continue for the game to grow. We'll continually get reprints as more people play.
Oh, yeah.
So, cards will come down in price. Tarmogoyf is an excellent example of a card they printed until it was affordable for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? We will get there, all right?
Well,
and we'll develop new cards over time.
I was ready to say, well, that's what happens sometimes with some of these cards, like Tarmogoyf. Although I don't play a lot of Eternal formats, from what I know, I don't think Tarmogoyf still gets to play it once got either.
It doesn't.
Because new cards have been developed.
Yes, but they printed it until it was much more reasonable. It was $100 to $200 card. It got down to like $40 or $50 while it was still being played.
Yeah.
So that is much more affordable. Granted, if you don't ever spend more than $20, it wasn't affordable for you, but not everything, it's not a right.
Right.
Okay? So that's a thing. So there are other things you can do besides play Magic. There are other games you can play.
Yeah.
You can go out and skip rope. I don't know, you buy a rope and you're probably done, right?
Yeah, I imagine.
You know, that's pretty cheap entertainment. Go out and jog. You just need some shoes, right? Probably ought to wear some pants and stuff. You know, there are lots of things, but most hobbies come with a cost. We mentioned a while ago, if you're going to play softball or if you're going to bass fish or if you're going to golf, you know, all those hobbies come with a cost. But there's lots of ways to enjoy Magic. Cosplayers enjoy Magic. They spend a lot of money on their costumes.
A lot.
You know.
I got a picture with an 8-foot tall, fully functioning Karn at Vegas 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That couldn't be cheap. You know.
Fully functioning?
Well, I mean, like, he had lights, like, his eyes lit up and, like, stuff, like, there was stuff run to parts of the suit to where it actually, like...
Yeah, I know, I was there.
Yeah, I know, you were.
So, but, you know, I mean, we've got the cosplayers, and they're not unlike somebody who tailgates at a football party and paints, you know, a Viking on their chest or dresses as a Viking or whatever their mascot is.
Right.
You know? I don't know why I thought of Viking. It's kind of Magic related, you know. You know, you want to say Chiefs, okay? You know, we don't want to offend out there. So, Viking just... Because I want a Norse world, I guess.
Yeah, you want to go to Kaldheim. I get it.
I want a squirrel. So it's really just everywhere.
What squirrel? I just wanted
Ratatoskr.
Okay.
Ratatoskr.
Right in there.
Look it up. Google it. You'll get close. Wiki will find it for you. So there's no right way. I mean, you can play casually. You can spend little money. Okay? You can play Pauper. You can just play with your friends. You can borrow some cards if you really want to go to a tournament. You can just draft, you know, just draft standard sets. You can draft somebody's cube.
Yeah.
You know, you can
just play kitchen table casual.
You can create content, you know, like we're doing. Maybe that's your thing. There's lots of ways. You can be a collector. That's going to take some money if you're a collector.
Money, yeah.
But if you're a collector of anything, it takes money. So there's lots of ways to interact with the deal. Not every product. We say this all the time. I don't expect the 50, 100, whatever, however many people come in here and buy Magic cards from me in a month's time. I don't expect all of them to get a box of Double Masters. I expect 10% of them, 5%, 2%,
right.
One, you know, a tiny number of them to get Double Masters.
It's a premium product.
They don't all get Commander sets when they come out, Commander decks. They don't all buy Ikoria when they come out. A lot of them don't even buy anything but singles. Some of them never buy singles. There's all shapes and forms.
Right.
Play Magic, spend money on Magic after you take care of rent and utilities and your car and food and all that stuff. But you need a hobby. If it's not Magic, go jump a rope. I mean, go swimming. Go have a hobby. For God's sakes, have a hobby.
It's good
You'll be better off. We told you why games relieve stress and all kinds of stuff if you watch the beginning. If you came in when we got on Magic, you got to go back, rewind, and watch that. But we talked about it.
But I mean,
there's
if it's too expensive, then it probably isn't for you. For one, I mean,
you know, as an example, I love Captain America. I have several old Captain America comic books. Do I have all of them?
No.
I don't have any Captain America comics from the Golden Age.
I have looked several times. I would love to buy a Captain America comics number anything for my dad, but even the crappy ones from the end of the Golden Age run. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars for not great condition sometimes.
Months ago, I almost pulled the trigger on a partial cover for $300. Partial. It was a good cover, and it had most of it there, but it was just the cover. Okay, wasn't the whole book. $300. Ultimately, I couldn't do it. If it had been the whole cover, might have pulled the trigger. Couldn't do it. I can't afford that. You know, some of the secret layers are cool, but you know,
if you can afford it and you want it, go for it. If not,
yeah.
don't.
So
I've only ever pulled the trigger on one, and I still ain't got it. So, but it's also the only one that I can buy through my LGS. So
June 12th.
I know.
Secret Lair fetch lands supposed to be June 12th. I haven't heard any other numbers.
Secret Lair, the fleecing of the wallets, June 12th.
We can get back to the gouging on that.
Yeah.
So WotC sets a price. How they set the price, I don't know. They got economists. They actually talked about this on The Professor, who work for them that help them set price. Well, they're actually looking at secondary market. They won't say that.
Oh, Lord, no, they can't.
But they are. They're looking at secondary market value, and they're coming up with the price. Because it doesn't cost any more to print a set of double masters than it does at Coria.
No.
Maybe a little bit less because no new art on some of them. Well, some new art, yeah.
Maybe a little bit more because you're printing double the foils, though. I don't know. Is foiling that expensive?
But it's not. It's not 4 times as much.
No, it's
okay.
not.
And even if it costs 4 times as much, that doesn't mean it's 4 times the cost. That's not how.
That's not how any of that works.
That's not how math works. So they are charging a premium for that product.
Yes.
But the gouging comes in when, well, it doesn't really come in for the most part. People consider it coming in when WotC says this pack is going to be X dollars, let's say $10.
Right.
And then because they're in short supply, I get them in and I can't keep them in stock, so I go to $11, $12, $13. People keep paying it. If people didn't pay the money, I couldn't sell it. It's like any collectible.
Right.
You can't buy Superman #1 for a dime anymore.
No. No.
But that's the cover price, Darren. Can't buy it for a dime anymore.
Yeah.
Okay?
Was it a whole dime? Was it?
Yes. There are no comic books less than a dime.
I wasn't sure. I mean, Action Comics #1's,
Action Comics #1's a dime.
Okay. It's,
yeah.
That's like
any books
or
before that
so.
would have been cartoonish or something if they have less than a dime on it. But comic books are dime. So
good knowledge.
So anyway, now you broke my chain of thought. What were we talking about? See, we're all done. I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, we had been talking about price gouging, and when WotC says something,
price gouging. So
but WotC doesn't have an MSRP on packs.
They do not. But we can set one based off cost. Actually have it really good. Yeah. I'm just going to say that. Most places in the world charge a minimum of a 50% markup, meaning if I pay $1 for it, I charge you $2 for it. And a lot of places charge a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Jewelry and furniture come to mind. You think a $5,000 mattress costs $2,500 to produce?
No. Do you think diamonds cost near anything what they
jewelry has a huge markup. So you're buying most of your magic at less than 40% markup. I'm not blowing anything out of the water here. Trust me, you are. Okay? So when it gets gouged on the secondary market, it means people are willing to pay more than that. That's what it means. When you buy a box of magic for $100 from that online vendor or less than $100, he's not making much. He's selling a bunch of them. He's doing a lot of work, drop shipping.
Yeah.
Take it to your LGS where they make a little bit of money. When I'm paying $80-some for a box, I'm not going to sell it for under $100.
That's not worth the time.
No, it's not worth my time. It's not worth my time. So, anyway, I don't know where we're at on time. I don't see where we're at.
It's 10:30.
10:30. We got to bust some packs.
We're going to bust some packs, guys.
All right, so we're going to try something a little different here. We got a different setup for you. So bear with us. I'm going to disconnect from the tripod, and Alan's going to open.
I'll be over
open packs. We're going to open Friday non-event and then Saturday non-event.
You just like saying non-event, don't you?
I do love saying non-event. So let us get lined up over here. And all right.
Bam. All right.
There
These
it
are going to
is.
sit down here. You can see the corner of them.
Yep.
That'll be Saturdays.
Yep. So start with Friday.
These are Fridays.
Yep.
All right, guys.
He has a little bit of restricted movement there, so we're going to try to get a better setup next week. This was spur of the moment.
Yep. It's a little close here too, so hopefully
Yeah.
you guys get a good view still.
Oh yeah.
Hey, there's an Elspeth right off the top.
Right off the top.
Forbidden Friendship and that F&M slot. And an Extinction Event.
I'm not really calling them an F&M slot currently because I'm giving all those out for the Friday event.
Right. Well, I still just call it's still
Yeah.
the F&M treatment.
Right. Plus, I got a bunch of promos still left from last season that I'm also giving out at those non-events.
Oh my God. I just saw what the top card in this was, and you're not going to believe it.
Oh, wow. Half a play set.
There's a Flourishing Fox and an Eerie Ultimatum.
It's not Halloween. We don't need to do every Halloween. Are you going to pull a play set?
You know,
One of them foil? That'd be wackadoo right there.
that would be pretty crazy.
That'd be wackadoo.
Not on top, it doesn't look like.
Okay.
It's a Storm's Wrath.
All right.
Sprite Dragon.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all need fairy dragons to make us happy. And there's a Mythos of Snapdax.
Oh, still a nice pack. We're ready for foilies. Friday foilies.
Friday
We
foilies.
call that Friday foilies.
That's what everybody calls it. You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Friday foilies.
Is that what your kids are calling it these days? Friday foilies? All right.
A Runic Armasaur.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a commander card, technically.
It is. That's out of M19.
19, yeah.
Yep.
Heartless Act.
Nice.
And a Rael and a Mythic slot back there.
Sweet. All right.
That was our Friday night stuff, guys.
That's our Friday thing.
All right, now we'll go on to the Saturday. Once again, we'll put that foil down here on the bottom. And we'll start. These are Saturday cards. Yeah.
Still got a couple of non-slots for Friday and a couple for Saturday as well.
See here. Oh, Quasi-Duplicate.
Just a cool name.
Just a cool
If
name.
nothing else.
Heartless Act.
Yep, and a non-foil.
And Unpredictable Cyclone. This freaking card, man.
Nothing like a red chaos card.
Right.
Get you going.
I was like, red enchantment, 5 CMC, a whole wall of text. That does crazy things. I assume if you play it in Commander, the rest of the table starts to not like you.
It's time they gave us a coin flip. We haven't had a coin flip in a while.
It has been a while.
Do
Oh.
you need some assistance there, youngster?
Well, this one started, this side it came undone, unwell here.
Feel free to laugh at home.
There we go.
There it is.
Well, with the only 4 cards in the pack, I feel bad about ripping too hard if I'm going to bend the whole pack in half. There's nothing to stop me. There's Anissa who shakes the world.
She's only got a few months to go.
Yeah, she's still running the show. Flourishing Fox. Hey, there's a Genesis Ultimatum.
Hey, he's hit 2 ultimatums. One for Friday, one for Saturday so far.
We got Abzan and Teamer in our ultimatum so far. Or Endatha and Ketria.
No. I'm not learning. I can barely know one. I'm not learning 2.
All right. Vanquisher's Banner,
Another
guys.
commander card.
And that's a good one. It's got a few worth a few
Sold one
bucks
of those
too.
today.
Sprite Dragon
Ooh.
and the Ozolith.
Yeah. Let's move some counters.
Let's move some counters around. And there, that leaves us with the Saturday foilies. Our last pack before we leave y'all for the week. See what I got here. Midnight Reaper.
Yeah.
the flourishing fox.
In foil. A foil flourishing fox.
You know, white's busted. I saw everybody online talking about it because white got a 1-mana 10/10 that cycles for 1.
I see.
Hey, there's a Ketria Triome.
Foily, yeah. All right, guys, that's what we've got. Thanks for watching this week. We appreciate y'all a bunch. And come on out. We got anything we need to hit on there?
I'm just making sure. No, it looks like we're all good.
All right, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Be sure and come out to Grove Gamers Guild where
Everybody knows your game.